Welcome back on the Cortina build. I've made some progress. So I've got the hinge panel and sill panel temporarily installed on the car, and I've put on the front door to check for the door gap. Now if we have a look here, the door gap at the front of the car is too large, and then as we go down the door gap gets smaller. Okay, previously the car was on these dollies. I've since taken those out and put the front cross member back in along with the diff, and the car is now sitting on its wheels. So I did that hoping that the door gap would improve, which it hasn't. So what I'm going to do now is, because especially with the hinge panel, it was a bare steel panel and it is showing some signs of surface rust due to me handling the panel. So what I'm going to do now is take off the hinge panel and the sill panel and prepare them and spray them in epoxy primer so that I don't have to worry about them rusting further when I'm working on the car. Plus I need to do that anyhow, especially on the inside, so I might as well do it on both the inside and outside of the panels. Okay, I've painted the hinge panel with epoxy and I've put the door back on. I have made some adjustments to try and get the door to fit better. It's still not perfect, but I have managed to get the gap between the sill and the door to drop about 4 millimeters at the front of the door and about 3 millimeters at the back. I still need to do some more work, but it's much better. Also, I ended up going to the wreckers and getting a whole set of new hinges, because some of the hinge pins on my original hinges were a little sloppy. These are better, but still not perfect, but they should do the job. Also, I've done some repair along the lip here where the top panel goes, the scuttle panel. There was a section that was cut out here, which I've put in a new piece. I've tidied this section up. It's not perfect, but it will be covered with the scuttle panel, so you're not going to see it in the end. I've still got this little strip here that goes above the hinge panel to put in, but I'll do that later on, and then I'll need to weld it onto here. As I said, I repaired some of this. It was on the passenger side. Also, I did some repairs along the windscreen sill here. It's still not perfect, but it's much better than what it was previously, because when I got the scuttle panel out, the spot weld cutter that I used, it's the round one where it cuts the outer diameter of the spot weld, it left some marks, and it actually went through the second layer of the skin and it left some marks. You can still see it a bit here. I did weld it up in a few places. So it's much better than what it was. I'm still going to need to fix that up a bit more. And that's pretty much all I've done during this month. So it's going to be a short video. So I will leave it there for now. And I'll probably end up doing another update video in about a month or so. Hopefully before then I'll have this door gap sorted out, and once I've got the door gap sorted out I can weld up the panels, because at the moment they are just held in with clecos at the back, and I've got some screws, self-tapping screws, to hold the B-pillar in place, and also the hinge panel is held in place with some screws as well. So that's it for this update. As I said, hopefully I'll have the next video out soon, but I need to work out this door gap. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.